Well, hey guys, it's Dave LO from Low Altitude, and my wife and I bought this house out here on Long Island back in like March. It was a pretty big undertaking, to buy a house like this. This is a pretty big house for two people and a cat, but truth be told, like it's a constant work in progress. I do one thing and then it leads to five other things, and like sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's frustrating, but the bottom line is this is the only real room that is like officially done because this is my studio room, so it's like my livelihood. This actually has to be like done properly. And so I got the London panels up, we got the sound treatment, the monitors, I got the Argosy console, most of my lights are downstairs actually. I'll show you in a second. But the point is, somebody in another video saw like a bunch of paint splashed on a wall and they're like, what the hell is that? So I wanted to make a short video kind of like detailing some of the day in the life of what actually happens at LO Studios. It's not that exciting. So without further ado, here we go. That's the wind. Do you guys hear that wind? What the hell's going on out there? I don't know. Yeah, my backyard is pretty large too, and it's essentially a war zone of just like landscaping that needs to be done. I'm not even gonna look at that. Let's just ignore that. What are you standing? All right, so here's the room that we don't even really know what this room is going to be. What is this room going to be?
I presume the dining room.
All right, this is my presumable dining room. This one.
Yeah.
Oh, like what color we're going to paint this room?
I don't know either. That's the problem.
We don't even know. So this room is actually pretty sweet, and as you can tell, the acoustics are absolutely terrible. But I hooked this up today so we can finally get some tunes. Yeah, for all you Gen Zs watching, you probably don't know what this is, but that is
don't even know what a telephone.
Yeah, that is a telephone. That is an authentic
How old
Ma
is it?
Bell right there.
Frigid
that is some
old
telephone connection.
And look,
like, where's the antenna? Yeah, so like I said, this backyard is like really kind of big, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to use this thing. Hopefully we have some crazy parties that you guys are all invited to. This is the world's most decorated tree, so you guys can tell. So the thing about Long Island is that, well, first of all, a lot of the houses we looked at were just way too small, I'll be honest. But this house is pretty good size for us. But the thing that it had was a massive basement, which, coming from the youth of having been in bands, right, and having been home recording and doing shit, like, I needed to have room to eventually really redo this room and make it into my ultimate home studio, which, as you can tell, I've already kind of started taking over half the basement. But like, no joke, I mean, I had enough shit. This is probably about, I'm not even kidding you, like a third of the musical equipment that I have. The other 2/3 are in my parents' house upstate, which they're probably like, oh, David, when are you gonna come and take your shit? Out of all the things that we've done with this house so far, this fucking dryer hose was like the biggest challenge of them all. Can't even tell you how many times that thing fell off the end of the house. That's a Mesa Mark V for all you guitar nerds out there, John Petrucci style. That's a Roland JC 120, which is quite the authentic 1980s solid state amplifier, right? And this, I actually used this G-DAC when I was in college. This thing goes way back. Revox B77 reel-to-reel tape recorder. It really does work. I just have to get new tapes for it. But the funny part about tape is that I think it's like vacuum tubes. There's like one or two factories in the whole world that make the tape. So in a lot of cases, the tape is like more expensive than the actual unit. And not only that, but the quality, the quality was kind of like shady over the years too. They used to have what's called tape shedding, where the adhesive that actually keeps that rust oxide on the physical tape would wear down over time. And so it was called tape shedding, and they would play the tape through the recorder, and as they played it, the rust, which is the tape essentially, the data, was falling all over the thing. So what they decided to do is what's called tape baking. You actually put the tape in an oven, low heat, for a bunch of hours. And the idea was to make that adhesive re-stick against the rust, preventing the tape shedding. In reality, it did work, but then the tape was even more fragile once the process was done. So just a little history on some stuff that most people watching have no idea about, or probably don't care either, but hey, welcome to Low Altitude. Ring lights kind of have a weird look to them. They're not really for everybody. These Dracasts I have like 2 4-band Kino flows or something that I would normally use for like general lighting. There's something about a ring light that is just like inherently sort of hilarious to me, because I have a fucked up sense of humor. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this completely useless video, kind of describing to you a typical Sunday here in the day of low altitude. If you guys haven't done so already, back to aviation, please subscribe to my podcast, Aviation LO Down, and give me a shout and a subscription on YouTube, Low Altitude. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great rest of your Sunday, great beginning to your week, and as always, don't do anything I wouldn't do. All right, see you later. Bye.